Hello, good people. Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Make America Think Again with Vaughn. Welcome, everyone. First of all, let's start with some housekeeping notes. Please make sure that you are subscribed to the page. Please make sure you like any of the content that really speaks to you, that teaches you something, that inspires some critical thinking, and then also make sure that you share the information with those around you, friends, family. Down below, you also see the correct spelling of my name, my IG handle. If you need just a little pop of news, or you want to know, hey, what's going on with this or that, make sure you pop on my IG page because I'm quite sure I have already posted about it when you think about it. And then also, lastly, you have my Cash App there because, sometimes you just want to bless a sister, bless a sister and just know that I appreciate it. Okay. Mm. So let's get into it. The felon. This week, the felon showed his ass. He talked about annihilating an entire civilization. He talked about taking them back to the Stone Age. And then, after his wife gave us a surprise press conference, he posted a video with a woman being bludgeoned to death. Yes, the felon did that. So after this week's events and his postings, there were calls again for people to invoke the 25th Amendment. Here's the problem with that, people. J.D. Vance would have to be on board and the cabinet would have to be on board for the 25th Amendment. And y'all know they're not going to do that shit. Again, we're working with weak, feckless men and a couple of women, and they're not going to do it. They're followers. They're not going to do it. They're going to follow his ass off a cliff. And then you had Jamie Raskin this week, I want to say it was Thursday or Friday, call for the felon to take a cognitive test. One, that the information is released to his special committee. And he asked for him to not only take the test, but all the results to be interpreted, for the results to be disclosed. And I believe for the felon's personal doctor to come and testify to this committee under oath about the said test. So that happened this week. I don't know if we're going to get all of that. Well, we might get some of that, but the felon, we still don't even know what his school records look like. Okay. He made sure Michael Cohen buried his school records deep. No one knows. No one has seen K through 12. Now, people have gone on record and talked about how he paid his way through college, but we haven't seen K through 12. We haven't seen those accommodations that I'm quite sure that were made for him, those IEPs that we all know he probably had. So getting him and his camp to sign on for this specific cognitive test, I don't know. I don't know if we'll see that. So what else can we do? People brought up impeachment again. That would take so many of the Republicans getting on board with that. And again, we're back to the weak, feckless followers. So here's my thing. Here's my take on this. We as a nation are gentle parenting a narcissistic, sociopathic, malignant liar. That's what we are doing. We are gentle parenting him. He's never been told no. He's never received any accountability. None of that has happened. He has been given a pass by SCOTUS, by the Supreme Court. Anything you do under the label of president, you have complete immunity. And why they didn't immediately think, what could go wrong? I will never know. I will never understand. But here we are dealing with a rogue, as if sociopaths and narcissists are already rogue, a rogue off the rails, saying whatever the hell he wants to say because the dementia has kicked in as well, in my opinion. And that's why he has no filter. The filter is a thin veil now. I believe that he's just one Freudian slip away from telling on himself because the dementia is amped up. So we're at a point where either Republicans rise up, wake up, and you got a few MAGA folks that are starting to speak up. You got MTG, you got what's the dude? Not Axelrod, what is his name? Alex Jones. You got Joe Rogan has jumped off the bandwagon. You got Megyn Kelly speaking. Well, she's flip-flopping. One day she said, "Well, I don't care if he dropped the nuke. I'd still vote for him." And then 2 days later, she's saying, "Oh, can you stop this shit?" Like Megyn Kelly is one of the epitome of a grifter. She just goes wherever she reads the audience, she reads the room very well, and she just says whatever she believes everyone wants to hear. But I do believe that there are some folks on the right that are beginning to get fed up because their wallets are being impacted. Their 401ks are all over the place every other day. And y'all know there's market manipulation that is happening. They can't afford steaks anymore. The chicken is too high, gas is too high. They can't plan the summer vacation. And I'm talking about the working class, middle class, the people who are really struggling. They're getting pissed off. Oh, here's another thing. Here's another thing that you need to be paying attention to. The working class people, they setting shit on fire. I don't know if y'all saw this, but there was a paper company where the employee recorded himself saying, "Oh, you can't afford to pay us enough? No, this is happening because you wouldn't pay us enough. You won't pay us an honest, like living wage." And he set the paper company on fire. Then just 2 days ago, yes, 2 days ago, Ontario, California, someone set different stores in the mall on fire. Sam Altman, someone has gone to Sam Altman's home and is throwing Molotov cocktails at his home. Someone in Indiana, went and shot into a person's, a council member, I believe's home, their windows, shot through the windows, then threw a brick in with a sign on it, with a message on it, saying that we don't want data banks in our communities. So the working class is rising up. Pay attention. And I told y'all this months ago. I said, things going to get really bad when people don't have money, when people don't have insurance, when people lose their jobs. I said, things are going to look really bad. And we're getting there. We're starting to see the signs of that. So, move over, what's his name? The cutie patootie who shot the insurance person, Luigi. Move over, Luigi. There are some other people trying to take your spot. They're trying to take your spot. The working class is rising up. Epstein class, y'all, they putting y'all on notice. Y'all better start paying attention. But back to the felon. So we have got to stop gentle parenting this guy. He has to have some sort of accountability. He has to have some sort of boundary set. And honestly, I don't care where that comes from. I don't care how it happens. I really don't. I have said before, it's going to take those who January 6th against him, for him, to January 6th against him. Now that's, again, I want to give credit where credit is due. That's Dulce Sloan, comedian. That's where I heard that. That's what she said. And I truly believe it. I truly believe it. Whether it's the working class or the MAGA class, whomever rises up, oh well. But he has to have some form of accountability. The entire world was on pins and needles, anxiety through the roof. People were going, just I could feel the energy in the air. The gym was packed. Like people were working out like were going to need to defend themselves at the end of the day. Like it was crazy. People have, I'm actually staring at an RV right now. People have started getting in their RVs and going into underground bunkers. Do y'all hear me? Other countries were putting in what do you call those things? Putting on restraints on the men in their country that you can't leave the country for the next 3 years because we might need you to fight, which is another topic I'm going to touch on the draft here. But there were other countries on high alert because of this idiot in the Oval Office saying he's going to annihilate an entire civilization. He drove the whole world crazy. So something has to be done. Something has to be done about Donald. I don't know what it is. I don't know where it's going to come from. Is obviously it's not going to come from the Republicans. Maybe it'll happen, if and when we get to the midterm elections and there's a blue wave and we take back the House and the Senate. But something has to be done about Donald. Something has to happen.